The fifth-year senior makes it a fifth national title for the Virginia Cavaliers as they take out Kentucky 4-0 to win the 2022 Men's Division I National Championship.
What's going on, everyone? Kate here from MB Tennis. Hope you guys are doing great today. Today I'm going to be talking about what tennis rackets do college tennis players use, why they use them, and even if you're a junior player moving into college, what racket should you look at getting? So before I really jump into the big content of this video, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. We've got lots of stuff coming for this summer, super excited about it. So make sure you subscribe and like the video. So, my tennis team, I'm gonna go over what player uses what racket first before I talk about the 5 most seen rackets I see on the college tour in the NCAA. But let's go through my team first. We're gonna go all the way down the line, starting with our number 1, John. John uses a Speed MP from 2020. Tommy, our number 2, uses a Speed Pro from 2020. Manny, we call him, used a Prestige through the most of the year, but then switched to the new 2020, the newest blade. Fernando uses a regular Pure Drive. Boris uses a Pure AERO. I use the Extreme Tour. Jeremy uses a Pure Strike Tour. Zach uses a Headspeed Pro from 2020. And Noah uses a Vocal V Feel. Now, those are just the rackets from my team, but as you will see when I talk about the 5 rackets that I've seen the most of, there are going to be some similarities. So, the number 1 racket I see with college tennis players, D1, D2, D3, NCAA, on YouTube, all of it, would be the Wilson Blade. Now, why do I think that? And the reason is it's really a great all-around frame, and it's more on the control side. So this is something I'm going to touch on a lot. When you are moving into college, generally, and I say generally because there are exceptions, the player will move towards a more controlled frame because you are becoming a more stronger player. You're becoming an adult, you're becoming a man or a woman, if you're looking to change your racket there. You're becoming a stronger person, so you don't need that much help from the racket. And the Wilson Blade is a nice kind of combo for that college player of, you know, you get a little bit out of the racket, but it's mostly a control-oriented racket. And if they have been with Wilson for a long time, it's a very easy switch for them. So Wilson blades, I see so many Wilson blades. I see some going back all the way to 2014. Some people really love their racket so much they just replace the grommets on it. I see a ton of the ones that are the version 7s, and now I'm starting to see some of the version 8s. The one that's kind of like that camel-y, shiny sort of color. So lots of Wilson blades out there. The next racket that I see a lot of is very similar to the Wilson Blade, is the Pure Strike line. I see a ton of these rackets out there, and really it's because of the same reasons of the Blade. The only difference is maybe the players that are using the Strike line are maybe coming from a Babolat background, because in my opinion, from hitting with both of these rackets, they feel extremely similar. You can get the Blade in the 1820, you can get the Strike in the 1820, you can get it in the 1619, 1619, you know. There's so much in comparison. It's just really a different brand. From my personal experience, the Pure Strike I feel like has a little bit more spin potential and maybe some power behind it. But overall, very two similar rackets. I see a lot of Pure Strikes on the college tour. The next one is a little bit against what I've actually been saying, but I'm not surprised. I see a lot of Pure AEROs. And this is the racket that I've kind of been talking about a lot in a lot of past videos, and just a few seconds ago, really. This is the racket that a lot of people go away from because it is such a a powerful, spin-friendly, thick beam, helps you dig out of the corners well. This racket is so helpful when you're in the 12s, 14s, and even 16s. And some players use it and just love it so much, and they stay with it throughout their whole tennis career. So that's why there's so many players still using this racket, but there's also a lot of players that end up ditching that racket because it's too powerful. Now it just depends on the player, but I find a lot of people that stick with it are die-hard Pure AERO fans, and they just have that security blanket of that mega spin, mega power, and they don't want to put it down, and it works well for them. So, you know, go figure. If it's working for you, then you want to stick with it. But if you want to have something with some more control, well then that's where a lot of people look for other options, such as the bladed Pure Strike. But I still see a lot of Pure AERO regulars. The next racket is kind of a combo, I believe, between, you know, like a Pure Strike, Pure AERO, and blade, and that is the Ezone 98. Once again, it could be somebody, you know, playing juniors with a Pure AERO, Pure Drive, and then, you know, they like the components of those rackets, but they want some more control. So then they go to a smaller head size with the Ezone 98. It makes so much sense. Some players can't handle the ultra control rackets, so they generally find themselves in that, you know, Wilson Blade, Pure Strike, Ezone sort of deal. So the Ezone would definitely be the fourth most seen racket I have seen this past year. And to finish it off, the fifth racket that I see the most of, it's not one, it's a tie. I couldn't really make my mind up, and that is the Head Speed line and the Head Prestige line. As I mentioned, 3 guys on this new team this past year used Head Speeds, and 1 guy Manny used the Prestige. So the Speed is a very, you know, versatile frame, very all around. It does everything well. When I've played with it in the past, there's nothing really I can really pick apart about it, and there's a lot of all-around players in college tennis, so I feel like it's an easy choice for a lot of people, especially, like I said, when they're coming from Pure AEROs, Pure Drives, you know, Instincts maybe, you know. This is an easy switch because the Speed Pro, yes, it's 100 square inch, but it's an 1820 string pattern, so it's more controlled. So there's a lot of head speeds. And at the top level, there's a lot of Prestiges, and the reason for that is these guys are beasts. They're strong. Some of them are like 24, 25. They're grad students. They're ripping the ball, and they don't need any help for the racket. So all they're looking for is control, and control is what they will receive from a Head Prestige. So to wrap it all up, you know, there's these 5 rackets: the Blade, the Strike, the Ezone. I'm looking at my list. The Pure AERO and the Head Speed and Prestige are kind of tied for that 5-6 spot. But I just wanted to come on and, you know, talk about this stuff because I know a lot of people are interested in college tennis and the rackets they use, because there's kind of a gap there between junior and then there's all of a sudden pros, but then there's college tennis in there too. So a lot of people do customize their rackets as well, so maybe that could be another video. But if you are a junior, you know, looking to go to college tennis, maybe take some of these racket suggestions into consideration. But you know what? If you love your racket, you stick with your racket. Don't ever change your racket just for the sake of it. That is going to be it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will catch you guys in the next video.
Yeah!